The 7 I Ams of Jesus. God calls himself the I Am in Exodus 3. God revealed himself to his people and came to redeem them out of exile and lead them into a new life, and his name discloses who he is. Exodus 3 verse 13 and 14. And Moses said unto God, Behold, when I come unto the children of Israel, and shall say unto them, The God of your fathers hath sent me unto you, and they shall say to me, What is his name? What shall I say unto them? God replied to Moses, I am who I am. Say this to the chosen congregation, I am has sent me to you. It is one of the key verses in the entire Bible. Here God is speaking to Moses out of a miraculous occurrence, in which a bush which is on fire, burning, but not being consumed by the fire. God had declared his intent to free his chosen nation from their slavery and asked Moses to lead the transition from the oppression to freedom. Now Moses was asking God what to say to these people so that they could believe him. He wanted to know who he should say had sent him. God gave him the answer which was crucial for understanding the identity and nature of God. The answer became a foundation in Christian theology. God responded with a phrase which identifies him and is a description or a statement. I am who I am. This statement can be translated as I am what I am, or I will be what I will be. This is a poetic expression of God's very nature. The statement carries a sense of necessity, simplicity, and absoluteness. In this phrase, God identifies himself as the self-existent one, the eternal, unique, uncreated God who is the ultimate truth, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. The I Am was speaking from the burning bush, and at this point in history this name of God was new to mankind, and it indicates that this was the name to be used and understood for the rest of history. Jesus was to later use the name I Am in reference to himself, and his audience immediately recognizes this phrase as a claim to divinity according to John 8 verse 58. Jesus said unto them, Verily, verily I say unto you, before Abraham was, I am. When Jesus applies the title I Am to himself, he is saying I am God, not a helper to God, but he is God the Son, who has life in himself, and has the ability to give life and many more things which are wrapped up in his 7 I Am statements. We find 7 instances in the book of John makes a statement alluding to his own divinity, and they are known as the 7 I Am statements of Jesus. Here Jesus answered with what some refer to as the hidden I Am statement, since it is not counted among the others. When Jesus claimed the title of I Am, it meant just the same as when God said to Moses, Tell them that I Am sent you. For John 10 verse 30 to 33 says, I and my Father are one. Then the people took up stones again to stone him. Jesus answered them, Many good works have I shewed you from my Father. For which of those works do you stone me? Then the people answered him, saying, For a good work we do not stone you, but for blasphemy, and because that you, being a man, make yourself God. Jesus was saying to his audience before Abraham was born, I was there in the beginning with God, and all the things that were made were actually made through me, according to John 1 verse 3. All things were made by him, and without him nothing was made that was made. Colossians 1 verse 16. For by him were all things created, that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, all things were created by him and for him. Let us now look at the 7 I am statements of Jesus. John 20 verse 31 says, But these are written, that ye might believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God, and that believing ye might have life through his name. I am the bread of life, in John 6 verse 35. And Jesus said unto them, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believeth on me shall never thirst. We need to realize that when God said to Moses, Go and tell them that I am sent me, he was saying, I am what they will need me to be to them at any given time. He became their protector when the angel of death was running havoc in Egypt. He was their defender when the Pharaoh's army with horses and chariots were pursuing them. He was their deliverer when they faced the Red Sea. Indeed, he was and still is the I am. God provided for clothes on their back and shoes on their feet by making sure that they were not worn out. God provided a bakery in the wilderness as he caused bread to rain from heaven, and he provided a butchery for them in the wilderness, and they ate meat. For 40 years the I Am provided food supply for them. God became their fountain of water in the wilderness when they needed water to drink. For those bitten by the snakes in the wilderness, he was their private doctor. This was the I Am in action, and he is still doing the same today. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Like what the Apostle Paul said in Philippians 4 verse 19. But my God shall supply all your need according to his riches in glory by Christ Jesus. They lacked nothing. The great I Am became their food bank. If you need deliverance, he is the deliverer, the redeemer and the avenger of God's elect. If you need saving, he is still in the saving business. He is our provider, our bountiful supplier, our peace, and he is the great I Am. He will be what we want him to be to us, and what we believe him to be in our lives. In the New Testament, in the book of John, he fed the multitudes. John 20 verse 31 says, But these are written, that ye might believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God, and that believing ye might have life through his name. The first I Am statement of Jesus is, I am the bread of life, in John 6 verse 35. And Jesus said unto them, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believe me shall never thirst. Naturally, for the body to live, it needs nourishment. The bread, rice, potatoes, meat, and so on. But to live spiritually, Abundantly and eternally, we need Jesus, who is the bread of life, because man shall not live by food only. John 6 verse 51 says, I am the living bread which came down from heaven. If any man eat of this bread, he shall live forever. And the bread that I will give is my flesh, which I will give for the life of the world. Bread is considered a staple food, and it is a basic dietary requirement for survival of the body. Bread is a symbol of the essentials in life. Jesus is your bread for your spiritual survival. In his Sermon on the Mount, Jesus said in Matthew 5 verse 6, Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Jesus was saying, and is still saying, if your spirit is hungry and thirsty for righteousness, he is there and ready to satisfy your hunger and quench your thirst. Just believe and see the exploits of the great I Am. God bless you.